Let's build a business based on H to H, not B2B, but human-to-human sales and marketing automation. A human approach is the only one that sells.
Okay, hello everyone and welcome to our next show. We are here at Inbound 2025, sitting in a sunny rooftop, looking at San Francisco. And today with me is Marta Elbey, partnership manager at SaaRF.
Yeah, head of partnership manager, partnership team leader, as you want to put it. That's
You work with people.
Yeah, exactly.
Marta, welcome to the show. So first of all, before we dive into the main topic of discussions, which is very controversial for many sales reps, is more like, how do you enjoy San Francisco Inbound so far?
Oh, that's it. You know, Inbound is always pretty intense. I'd say, like, especially partner days, lots of updates, meetings. But yeah, intense in a good way. I think lots of things happening. It's good also like to see what HubSpot is putting in place for partners, both solutions and app. So yeah, really, I would say like intense is like the most exact word that I can use to describe it.
Yes, for our listeners, Inbound is a massive conference run by HubSpot. Typically in Boston, but now they moved to San Francisco to have a little bit of a conversation about AI and the meaning. Yeah. So this is what we're talking about. So now, okay, so I think the official stats are saying 15,000 people attending the conference. So in the terms of potential business between these people are massive. So coming to the conversation about really what is a lead. And I did hear that conversation with others saying like, leads are dead. Like, oh my goodness, who is lead? And the conversation today is all about why modern sales team needs better than just the leash. And leads are for dogs or really are working within the sales. So 15,000 people, lots of leads, what we call it. Marta, you're in the SaaRF. You're in a fantastic place to talk us a little bit more about what is lead. Just for our listeners, SaaRF is fantastic to enrich the contacts from your LinkedIn records, so potentially lead space. But let's get back to the conversation about the leads. What do you think about what is lead in new AI era?
That's actually a very good question, and I would probably just tweak it a bit, like what is a qualified lead, because we do talk a lot about like leads, but actually no one wants just leads. We all want qualified leads, and I think like the conversation right now about what is a qualified lead, before it was okay, I do have some means to reach this potential customer that fits my ICP, then it's a qualified lead. But in the AI era, it's actually going a bit over this concept. It's not enough having a vague idea what your ICP looks like. I mean, already if you have an ICP idea, that's quite advanced in a lot of cases, because that's not a concept that is so widespread as we might imagine. Like, there are a lot of companies still struggling to find their ideal customer profiles, or really not even wondering that much about what is your ideal customer, and trying to do this approach spray and pray. So reaching out to as many companies as possible and hoping with a generalized message and hoping that something sticks. But yeah, like that's kind of the approach. But right now what I'm seeing is that AI is giving us the data to leverage, to understand like what is really qualified lead. So if I'm thinking about, for instance, all the intent data that we're now getting, like when a lead is actually ready to buy, so it's not anymore enough to have any form of contact information, or also like knowing what target, like what companies you want to target. You also need to arrive at the right timing, and also like with the right message. So I think that's now what's changing, what AI is actually helping in changing, really like leveraging the data to then like organize your prospecting and really reaching out to the right leads at the right time with the right messaging.
I love your concept of qualified lead, and yes, I think the concept of like having a lead and having a massive pressure from the sales head of sales. Let's say someone is saying, "I go for inbound, like get these leads," then But yeah, well, how qualified they are? Are they really our ICP? Maybe they are in their buyer journey somewhere nowhere near our checkout process, isn't it? So it is more about like leads as a prospect. Is it so? How would you how do you approach lead generation? So obviously, SaaRF is a fantastic tool. It can create tons of leads within a click. You know, you can access these people immediately. You've got their data. You can do with this data whatever. Now, what is the problem? The qualification process, obviously, you did mention. So, how would you? What is the strategy behind that? You know, from lead to qualified lead to have a conversation. What most of the customers of SaaRF are doing to get that qualification metrics done?
Yeah, it touched on a very important point. So with Surfe, like with just one click allows you to add leads, which means it's an accelerator. If you have the wrong strategy, it accelerates the wrong strategy. So that's why I said it's always important to actually have like something in place, because Surfe is just a tool.
Yeah.
And it's not a strategy. So that's also something important, like in general about tools. And yeah, like I can share, like for instance, what we are doing also like internally, like in our sales team, because yeah, we're talking about sales, we are selling a sales tool, but we went through the same journey of mass prospecting, not really knowing what is a qualified lead for us. So just adding, using Surfe, of course, internally to add a lot of contacts, enrich them, put them in sequences, and hoping that the message will stick. So that was exactly our method. So yeah, we're guilty here. We have started to work a lot on our customer basis analysis. So saying, okay, who are our users actually? So where they come from, what verticals, what contacts are they enriching? Like, are they enriching like contacts from like pharmaceutical companies versus marketing companies, SaaS, etc. So really understanding also like what they are targeting, and also seeing of course sizes. So like what is like our sweet spot in terms of company size. And we basically built our strategy based on territories, on verticals, and we assign them AEs based on these criteria that we selected. And we also like created an outbound motion for them, like say, okay, this is like your sweet spot, this is what you're targeting. We do have now a system also like with SDRs that run qualifications. We do use our own API for enrichment, so that we can also assess, okay, this company as 1,000 employees, a B2B based in the UK. So it looks like a sweet spot for us, but might have like a sales team of one person. So not exactly like our own our sweet spot. It seemed like it, but then like enriching further, we see that it's not our target. So we're just like being very specific of what we want to target, the size of sales team that we want to see as well in these companies. And then like we divide it between the AEs. So we do also have now an enterprise AE that is focusing on mid-market, bigger companies. So that is our focus. And yeah, we're using a lot of data right now. So we're taking data-driven decisions, which is something new in our organization.
This is brilliant. I mean, for everyone who's listening to this, it's more homework. I think it's a fear of loss a bit, you know, because you feel like, let's say you attend this conference, you've got 10,000 contacts. Now we live in the era to access the leads on the tap.
Yeah.
It's so easy. It's finding these people is so easy. Intent is there. What is not there is you don't know what we are actually doing. It's a strategy. Is a tool like CRM will help you to drive decision based on actually what is going on, and SaaRF is that important connector, but won't provide you the sales, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like strategy is fundamental, and I know like there is this kind of attitude that I see, like it's this impatience. A lot of times companies just arrive, and we do have some customers that say, okay, I want my sales team to start adding a lot of leads from tomorrow. I want to see results. And when we do specifically like POCs, so proof of concepts for customers in trial, we see that a lot of times their expectations are really that Surfe will help them close more deals in 3 months, and this is what they are evaluating us on. So this is why we are also working more with them to say, okay, what is your strategy right now? How are you getting the leads? How is your sales team following up with these leads?
You talk about that SaaRF is not, it's only a tool.
Yeah.
It's not a strategy?
You know what they say also, like a fool with a tool. A fool with a tool is still a fool.
This is brilliant.
That's what they say. A fool with a tool is still a fool, and I think that's so spot on.
This is spot on, isn't it? And we talk about, strategy that is really much missing from many, of your customers as well. They think they just tap leads and they just enrich the contacts and, boom, and magic happens, which is completely not. So tell us a little bit more about your experience and the strategies, you are, some of your customers are doing to get that, strategy, to get that qualified leads back to the pipeline.
Yeah, that's quite a good topic, because we do have, like with customers, we do run POCs, so proof of concepts.
Yes.
For like sometimes, like depending on the size of the company, we do have POCs for like 3 months, and we do prepare a set of KPIs. Is the customer going to evaluate the success of Surfe on? Like, is it going to be on the number of conversions, number of leads? What is the ROI looking like for them? And a lot of times they just, they want to see results. They say, I want to see an increase in the closing rate for my sales team,
yes.
which is great, because of course it varies from having like the contact information, okay, but like again, like we were talking about qualified leads. If their sales reps start adding a lot of contacts with one click, because it's easy, it's not a qualified lead. They're just adding a lot to the CRM.
Correct.
But maybe without really thinking about what type of profiles they're adding to their CRM. So this will not lead to more conversions, will not lead to increased productivity. They will just lead to have a lot of contacts in the CRM and a lot of probably not relevant contacts. So that's the thing, like what we are really asking our customers during this, like our prospects during these POCs, and also like in general our customers after, because there is always like the churn risk if they're not using the solution correctly, is how are you actually getting your leads? How does your sales team work? So those are like questions that are not specifically like Surfe related, but they help us understand, okay, are they going to see the value in Surfe, or Surfe will just accelerate their strategy or lack of strategy, and then like will cause the CRM to have a lot of records that they cannot really act on. It will decrease then their conversion because they have a lot of contacts, but then they don't actually become open opportunities. They just stay in the lead stage. So there are a lot of questions that have to be asked, and they see also like internally the most successful sales reps we have are those that ask all of these discovery questions during the POCs, because this is really what defines then the success that the customer will see using Surfe.
And I think what actually one of the remarks of today's conference in San Francisco is that the ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever platform you're using is helping people to, through the questions, go through the specific type of buyer routes. Mm-hmm. So when they actually end up and actually you speak with them, they might already know quite a lot about you, isn't it? It's just they know, we heard about you. So maybe it's like, let's not repeat ourselves for what actually they have an access to, and they already validated, isn't it?
Yeah.
And have that conversation, because everyone is digging in. Even myself, I'm digging in for anything that I'm doing for my life, just to see what is going on, because maybe there is a different perspective. So people actually, if they're looking for some solution for the leads generation or prospect generation mentioned before, that might be that is the option worth recognizing when doing any kind of sales outreach strategy, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. And I mean, it's tough, because like right now you hear a lot of LinkedIn influencers, like sales coaches, and they make it seem so easy. Like, oh yeah, you get these insights, and then you type this message, and then you build this cadence. Like it's not that easy, and it requires also like a lot of study of like your own, like really like your own like USP, like your unique selling point. What is that you're really good at? What is the value that you're bringing in? So being really conscious of what you're doing, and also like what is your ICP's expectation. So what are your customers,
yes.
prospects expecting? What do they need? What are their challenges, their pain points? That's like this depth knowledge where AI can surely help in giving the insights. But yeah, I think that it's not that easy. It's like you just get the data and say, okay, now we go. You really need as well to think about what you're actually trying like to achieve, what are you solving for your customers, and then build all of your outreach strategy based on like what you're really doing well. So what is your product or service actually doing for your customers?
So now, two final questions. And what's new in SaaRF? What is going on? What we can expect?
Well, that's a intense period of work for our product and engineering team. But actually, we're always focusing on the data. So we do offer data enrichment, our waterfall enrichment, which has been like with us from the very beginning. We added firmographic data. And now what we are looking to integrate is the intent data.
Brilliant.
But it goes a bit beyond as well, since we're talking about like recommendations, knowing where who to reach out to. We are also adding what we are calling a recommendation system that will basically scan what you have in your CRM, like the data that you have, like the contacts that you enriched using Surfe, like all this kind of data, and then we combine it with intent. And we create a playlist of leads that you can reach out to, and also like giving a score, which is not like a general high score, but we also tell you we think that's a good lead for you because, I don't know, you're targeting salespeople, and this company just hired 5 new sales reps. They got funding. So we think this is a good lead. They also like, they're similar to this other company that you want to deal with 3 months ago. So you can reach out, and then we give as well tips on what could be the talking point, who might be your best contact there. So like it's really about like this enablement side, so giving like the data and also like some tips on outreaching. So yeah.
So it's another tool. To all listeners, we've got a tool, we've got more information, more data, more precise data. Now is your time to reflect on your journey and how you best can communicate with the prospects. And recognizing the fact they might not be ready for a sales conversation just now, they might not be a lead, they might be not a prospect, even not suspect. They are just before a conversation, isn't it? So this show is called H2H Sales Automation Podcast. I need to ask that question. So final tip: how to be a human in this world?
Oh, that's especially with AI. That's quite a recurring question. I think that we take AI and automations in general, and we oppose them to human. Like I say, it's either one or the other. I think the best approach is always mixed, but never start by wanting to automate everything. First, try to understand what really works. Yeah. Are you targeting the right people? Are you using the right messaging? Are you using the right cadence? And really like just trying to work on that to redefine like your messaging, redefine your prospecting. And only when you see results, when you see that it's working, then you can look into automating some steps.
Yes.
Still keep, I would suggest like to keep like some steps still non-automatic, manual.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, LinkedIn messages. No one likes to receive a very general message. Also like actually like a lot of people now on LinkedIn, they add emojis at the end of their name so that they can spot automations. Which, and you cannot really detect it. So don't run automations on LinkedIn. Just like being human, like short messages, not an elaborated pitch. And you can automate other things, like some tasks, for instance, some admin things, or like some follow-ups. Like keep it human in where it matters. I think that would be the best advice. Combine both, but always make sure to be relevant and human.
Marta, and thank you very much for a lovely conversation. And we're going to link up to SaaRF, to anything that we mentioned today. And please just, share, comment, like, and definitely connect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's build a business based on H to H, not B2B, but human-to-human sales and marketing automation. A human approach is the only one that sells.